Hello guys, watching another YouTube video. It's your boy LilBoy24 here, and today it's gonna be my review for Ironheart. I'm a bit late again for a lot of the stuff, but I'm still here doing it. So let's get right into it. So this show was interesting because honestly, like this show has been in the making since Wakanda Forever, so about 2 years, right? And I'm pretty sure they actually were done with it like a year ago, but I guess they kept pushing it just because of fans like hating Marvel at that point, because that was like Phase 4 when they started making it. But they released it now, and it's been a month since they released. I just finished the show because I was waiting for my brother, but he's too busy somewhere else, so I just finished it. But honestly, this is not a bad show. Is it the greatest Marvel show? No, because it definitely has their problems. But reality wasn't a bad show. So let's get into positivity stuff. Character-wise, oof, the characters are actually really good. I think every character you really see, you don't really hate. Maybe the group. The freaking group. I'll show a picture of the group, but straight out, like those maybe you might hate one of those 5 of those characters, but the rest of the character, little side character, all these other stuff, they were pretty good, honestly. I definitely like Fudge. What's her name? Like I straight out had all their name memory. I'm gonna actually search this up. I'm gonna pause the recording. One second. Alright, so there was very much some good characters. We had freaking Ironheart, we had freaking Joe, the character Joe. Those were 2 characters I really like, was Ironheart and Joe. And Joe is the son of the villain of Iron Man 1. I will put a picture of him. Ian, I think, fudge, what's his name? Oh yeah, Obadiah Stane. Obadiah Stane's son was in this movie. Perfect. I think they picked the right actor that actually looks like the actor Obadiah or Ironmonger from the very first movie, his father. I didn't even know he had a kid. But seeing him in this show, I think he's one of my favorite characters in here, besides Hood and straight out Ironheart. Those are 3 characters I really enjoyed the show. And the rest were good. I just didn't really fully enjoy them. They were good characters. You really can't hate them. It's just, 6 episodes of Ironheart, you really can't just say, oh, I love them. Every single character like movies you can. This TV show was iffy. Good characters, like I said, just has their little problems. So yeah, honestly, Ironheart was good. I think her little anxiety attacks, her sadness of her past life, everything you really see in the show, you feel for her. Same thing with even Obadiah's kid. Actually, after what happened to his father, he kind of went down the drain. Like knowing his father was evil and stuff, and all this stuff happened to him. He's just post-trauma, he had anxiety, how he switched up too, how he changed in the movie too, in the show too. He's like, he was a good person to the end of it. He changed it to a different person because of Ironheart. Were actually cool things about the story. And Hood, he's one of the interesting characters in here. I wish he had more character development and stuff. But, besides that, honestly, not the greatest. Now, honestly, I might have to talk about this. Honestly, it has been about a month at least since Ironheart came out. So I'm already going to talk about it. If you guys are mad about it, I'm sorry. This is going to be a little bit of spoiler. But another character we got was Mephisto. Now, I love Mephisto just because he's practically the devil. But straight out, Mephisto, I think they picked the right actor. That was a fan cast right there. Alright? Fan cast wanted that guy to be Mephisto, and we got Borat as Mephisto. Dream come true. I only knew him from Borat, so I didn't expect him to just be... I was like, him as Mephisto, I could see by his looks, that would definitely match Mephisto. He puts that red makeup and stuff. But him as Mephisto, oof, his acting was peak. He kind of like episode 6, and you saw him, and you're like, oh my god, that's Mephisto. It's like you already knew from watching that episode. That was crazy. I just love that episode. Episode 6 is, I think episode 6, 5, and 3 are only good, reality good episodes. Episode 6 is the best episode. But if you're gonna say they're good episodes 3 and 5 are one of the good ones, definitely. But yeah, honestly, the character, only about 4 characters was good. The rest of the character were like okay, but you really can't hate them. Story-wise, tiring, boring. Okay, story was a bit boring. Okay, like honestly, I wasn't really focused Okay, I was listening, but like was I'm watching, was I paying attention to this episode? Was I really focused on it? No. I'm sorry. This show had not. This one. This episode kind of was like, oh, I'm watching it just because of Ironheart and the Hood, but like when it goes into different parts, you kind of get bored of it, honestly. And I think that the only thing that kind of sucks on it is that even though they have these great actors, these great characters, it's the story that kind of just like makes it iffy. Like, oh, you have the Hood story, makes sense, Mephisto story, all this cool little stuff, right? But then after that, you focus on these other stuff that's like, what? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, partner? Like, calm down. So, story-wise, like, I think, yeah, like I said, it was very boring. But there's parts where you're, like, sitting there, like, damn, this is a waste. It's kind of like Secret Invasion, You have all these good cast members for all these characters. Samuel L. Jackson, all these characters, but then the story is like, what are you trying to tell us? What are you trying to do? Because honestly, some of these episodes dumb and boring. There's some good, I'm going to say scenes wise, they have some good scenes. Okay, Secret Invasion has some good scenes. I think the final battle was bad, but like it has some good parts. And I don't care what people say, how the whole show is bad. I think there's some parts in the show that I personally like. It's just that every episode was just boring, and how they did it was bad. With Ironheart, it's kind of like that. It's not bad at Secret Invasion, because Secret Invasion is pretty bad. Because, these episodes are actually pretty good. It's just that it's like they had something, they did it, and they just, like, they kind of, like, lost their passion. And I do believe they lost their passion just because of fans, right? But honestly, this is, story-wise, I think what could have changed is that they should have done more episodes, because I feel like the thing is they kind of mash it together a lot, like go after one to another one to another one. I feel like if this had maybe 8 or 10 episodes, I think that would have been more story fleshed out, or if not, something different. I don't know, maybe a different story, because like you introduce the Hood, the Mephisto, and Obadiah's kid, and you try to tell their story in it, kinda, and you're kind of like ruining it for Ironheart. But there's stories was behind Ironheart was actually cool too, So it's like half was good. They know how to tell a story, right? But the other half is like you're making it boring. You're not giving me anything interesting. There's nothing really new. You're making me a little bit bored, and that's what the second part of the story wise. Action. Now, the action, the CGI, everything in it was perfect. I had no problem with the CGI. And a lot of these were practical too, so that's the cool part about it. I think the action, all these cool ass scenes you see in it, amazing. I have no problems with scenes, of characters, the CGI, everything in it was good. So yeah, honestly, that's the story, and straight out characters wasn't bad. It's just has their problems, definitely. It's definitely not like Daredevil, Born Again, Punisher, Jessica Jones. Like, those shows makes me want to watch it and stick my eyes on that the whole entire time. Not want to miss anything about it. So, that's a good thing. Now, end credit. I don't really like the end credit. The end credit kind of shows the Hood. I want to say it. Like, this is on Disney Plus. Like, obviously, you guys can literally watch it on a streaming service. You can even watch it on Hulu. So, I'm sorry, guys, if this was a spoiler. Don't hate on me in the comments, but I'm going to say it. We see the Hood after he got defeated by Ironheart, got his hood taken away, and he goes see the witch that helped Ironheart to get her suit with magic, right? And straight out, you say, I need your help, and kind of making like a little deal like Mephisto did to him, and that's how they ended it. And I'm like, so that's how you're going to end it? You're just going to end it like Hood needing help, and you're not going to give us any hint for the future of Hood? Like, I don't know how Hood could be. I don't know how we're gonna see Hood in the future because of that end credit. But if we do see Hood in the future, I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind the characters. How the end credit didn't really lean into anything. I feel like this end credit is gonna be a forgettable end credit that will never go into a future. If it does, I'd be surprised. But nothing good. So let's get to my review. Honestly, this has to just get an 8 out. Like, it's not a bad show. Like, there's bad shows like Miss Marvel. Like, I feel like Miss Marvel was one of it. What If? At least the newer season or newer season of What If was pretty bad. You know, you got Secret Invasion, Miss Marvel. You know, wow, this is really hard. I might have to just fudge. I'm gonna give it a nice, good 6.5. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. You know, it could have been 5 if the characters were like, if I had one hate for one character, it could have been 5. But honestly, I really do like all the characters in this, so I'm gonna give it a 6.5 just because of the characters and the episode. There's episode 6 and episode 5 was pretty good. So you know those, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I'm actually a little bit happy with that. I think that's a good score. 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. It could have been better. If they make a second season, I'll watch it. I think Ironheart does earn a second season. I think maybe different directors or writers wise, but I think they definitely earn a second season. If not, I would love to see Ironheart in the future with the Avengers, like Kids Avengers or something. All right, the Young Avengers. Something with Ironheart because she was a good character, and Obadiah's son, definitely him. So yes, and then I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. Like I said, it could have been better, and knowing that it could have, right? It's just, I think it has their problems. But you guys enjoyed this video, hit the sub, hit the like, and see you guys in the future. Peace.